Hello, my fellow modeling and tabletop gaming enthusiasts, and welcome back to the Mediocre Modeler Show. This week, we're going to take a look at our final Conflikt 47 army list, the Empire of Japan. But before we get into that, I've got a short little after-action report. I got out, played another game, Conflikt 47 today. Axis versus US at 1,000 points. I started out the first two turns of the game. I was actually sort of GMing for a couple of gentlemen that wanted to play. My buddy Ned from the Ineptus Astartes podcast was having a weekend heresy event in town, so I went on up for that to show off Conflikt 47. And then I took over the U.S. side for the last two turns. Wasn't necessarily a decisive victory in the end, but I think the U.S. had a slight edge, kind of, barely. But it was a pretty fun game. Looking back at the rules again, it's like, okay, I got some stuff wrong again, but second game. But I'm going to go through the list real quick, and just so you can see what we were using. And then we'll jump on into the Empire of Japan army list. So for the Axis, we had two platoons, total of 7 order dice. So we had our assault platoon that had a platoon commander, a Stahltruppen officer with one guy, with a light machine gun and Panzerfausts. We had a Schreckwolfen squad of 3 who got shot to pieces in like the first or second turn. We had a Schwertruppen squad with just 6 Schwertruppen. And then I had a Stahltruppen squad with just the SMGs, and then a Panzerschreck team. And the second platoon was an armored walker platoon. We had, of course, the Vogelspinner with the twin autocannons, and then we had the Panzer IV-X Walker, which did okay. The Schwerfeld projector managed to engine damage and then immobilize the mud skipper that I had, but it didn't really do a whole lot else. It got a few kills with its medium machine gun, but aside from that, not a whole lot. The Vogelspinner, not a ton, but it also got clamped by a jackal, which was pretty awesome, which then immediately got shot by a Panzerschreck and got killed, but it was still pretty cool. Finally got to have some walker-on-walker violence, which was pretty fun. You know, it took me a little bit to figure out how to actually conduct that combat, but it was pretty fun in the end, and getting to add the pens for the arms and the legs, and it became immobilized at one point, so it had no functional legs, so it couldn't attack back and just got clapped in the second round of combat with the jackal. So for the Marines on the Allied side, again, we had 7 order dice at 1,000 points. I think we had maybe 5 rift dice for the Axis and 4 rift dice for the Allies. And we kind of forgot to... Actually, no. The Panzer IV-X Walker used its rift die to overload a couple of times. And then I used the rift die with some Fireflies to do regroup in hell, which, yeah, wasn't as effective as the last game. So for our assault platoon, we had a Firefly officer with an extra man. They had ATRDs. We had a heavy infantry squad, 5 guys, which actually did some work. I mean, 4 LMG shots per dude was crazy. So that was kind of cool. Did a lot of work on some Schwertruppen. We had a Firefly squad with 6 and 1 automatic rifle. We had a Paragon squad with 3 Paragons that just didn't do anything. And then a bazooka team, which was mildly effective. And then we had an armored walker platoon that had the mud skipper as the command vehicle. I think that's included in here. Yep. And that actually did pretty well. The autocannons and the bazookas were helpful. I had it upgraded to the bazookas. And then we had the Jackal light walker, which, again, it took out the Vogelspinner, so that was cool. I completely forgot to take any pictures or anything, because like I said, I was trying to sort of GM the game for the first 2 turns, and then just trying to work stuff out in the second one. But it was a good time. I think I got some folks a little interested in Conflikt 47, so hopefully that kind of pans out down the road. So thanks to Ned and Doug. That was a really good time. I really enjoyed it, and hope to get some more games in the future. I'm hoping to get at least one more game in this week or this month before I go back to commissioning and stuff, but still just painting away. Like, I was painting on the Fireflies that I brought They're still not done yet, but I was just painting away at them earlier in the day. Okay, so now we're going to jump into the Army, or the Empire of Japan Army list. And similar to with the British Commonwealth, I haven't really gone through this list at all. So a lot of this is going to be new to me as I'm reading it off. So if it takes a while for the gears to start spinning up here, I apologize. So as always, we're going to start with the Army Special Rules, the first one being Death Before Dishonor. All Empire of Japan infantry and artillery units have the Fanatics Special Rule and automatically pass morale checks for being assaulted by enemy vehicles. So that's pretty cool. Furthermore, Empire of Japan units may re-roll failed order tests when attempting to assault. So that could definitely come in handy. From Nowhere. Empire of Japan infantry units on ambush may ambush charge enemies that move within 12 inches rather than the usual 6 inches. This still counts as a surprise charge. If the ambush charge goes over rough ground or obstacles, or the ambushing unit begins in rough ground, the ambush charge distance is reduced to the advance rate of the assaulting unit. So you get that bonus for your ambush assault range, and then, yeah, so that's nifty. Next up is Shadow Work. If deemed to be in cover from enemy shooting, Empire of Japan units on ambush orders improve their cover save by +1. So you definitely get some bonuses for being in ambush. Secrets of Iwo Jima. Empire of Japan Rift units attempting an outflanking maneuver may be ordered onto the table from turn 2 onwards rather than from turn 3 onwards. Entering the table from any point on the owning player's deployment zone edge or the left-right edge of the table as written down during deployment. Furthermore, Japanese Rift units attempting an outflanking maneuver do not suffer the -1 modifier to the order test from moving onto the table from reserve. All right, so then of course we got all of our company commanders. So we start off with an officer at 4260 or 78 points. Composition is one officer, is a company commander on a 25mm base, armed standard with a pistol, standard movement, and then standard quality. So quality will encompass damage and morale. You can take up to 2 additional soldiers with pistols for 6, 9, or 12 points. You can replace pistol with a rifle or SMG for 1 or 5 points, up to 3 per squad. And you can take an additional point of guts or luck at 10 or 15 points. And Yorokumi anti-tank launchers, which count as RPG-1s, are the squad's upgrade at 5 points. You have an officer in battle frame heavy armor, the company commander. For 87 points, it is one officer in grade 1 heavy powered armor. 25mm base comes standard with an SMG. Standard movement, they are veteran. They have the heavy special rule. You can take 2 additional soldiers in battle frame grade 1 heavy powered armor with SMGs at 22 points. Up to 3 may replace their SMG with an LMG for 11 points each. And the officer may take a combat blade, which grants +1 pen in close quarters for 2 points. Point of guts or luck at 10 or 15 points. And squad upgrades are the anti-tank launchers and anti-tank grenades at 5 points and 2 points each. As always, the squad upgrades, you have to take the upgrade for the whole squad. We've got a company commander in assault frame heavy armor. So they've got 2 different kinds of grade 1 heavy armor. Comes in at 91 points on a 25mm base. Comes standard with an SMG and a combat blade. Standard movement, they are veteran. Special rules are deadly 2 and heavy. You can take up to 2 additional soldiers armed with SMGs and combat blades at 26 points each. You can take up to 3 SMGs, or replace up to 3 SMGs with LMGs at 11 points. Point of guts or luck at 10 or 15 points. Anti-tank launchers and anti-tank grenades are the upgrades. And then we get our platoon commanders, just a regular officer at 21, 30, or 39 points. Comes standard with a pistol. Standard movement, standard quality. Up to 2 additional soldiers with pistols at 6, 9, and 12 points. Replace their pistol with a rifle or SMG at 1 and 5 points, respectively. Point of guts or luck at 10 or 15 points. And anti-tank launchers at 5 points. Officer in battle frame heavy armor, 48 points. 25mm base, standard, comes standard with an SMG. Standard movement, they are veteran. Oh, that's cool. Special rules are heavy. You can take up to 2 additional soldiers in grade 1 heavy battle frame heavy powered armor at 22 points. You can swap LMGs for the SMGs at 11 points. up to 3 per squad. The officer may take a combat blade at 2 points, point of guts or luck at 10 and 15, and they have the anti-tank launchers and anti-tank grenades at 5 points and 2 points each. You have an officer in assault frame heavy armor at 52 points. Excuse me. Again, comes standard with an SMG and combat blade. Standard movement, they are veteran, deadly 2, and heavy are the special rules. You can take up to 2 additional soldiers in assault frame grade 1 heavy powered armor at 26 points each. You can take LMGs at 11 points each, point of guts or luck, standard cost, as well as the anti-tank launchers and anti-tank grenades at their standard cost. We have a medic, comes in at 23 regular, 30 veteran, standard movement. Special rules are medic. You can take up to 2 additional soldiers with pistols for 2 points, and those soldiers may replace their pistol with a rifle or SMG at 1 point or 5 points. Have our forward observers, so the artillery forward observer at 75 and 90 points, regular and veteran. Comes standard with the pistol, standard movement. Infiltrator are the special rules. You can take up to 2 additional soldiers with pistols at 9 points or 12 points, or replace those with a pistol or SMG at 1 point or 5 points. Additional soldiers with pistols at 9 or 12, in case I got that number wrong. We have the Air Force Forward Observer at the same cost, 75 regular, 90 veteran. Standard movement, Infiltrator, again, the special rules, and then the same options are available there as the Artillery Forward Observer. We have the Kempetai Inspirational Officers, so kind of like your Commissar, sort of. Comes in at 21, 30, and 39 points. It is 1 inspirational officer, 25 mil base, standard with a pistol, standard movement, standard quality. Special rules are HQ choice. An assault platoon may include 0 to 1 Kempetai inspirational officers. Strict discipline. Friendly units within 6 inches of a Kempetai officer may reroll failed order tests. Furthermore, when a friendly Empire of Japan unit within 6 inches of a Kempetai officer rolls for the green special rule, it may re-roll the D6. Options are to take additional soldiers with pistols up to 2 per squad at 6, 9, or 12 points. They can replace pistols with rifles or SMGs at 1 point or 5 points. 1 point and 5 points. And then one Kempetai inspirational officer can take a combat blade for 2 points. So this kind of confers bonuses, but you don't have to sacrifice anyone like you do with the Soviets. So that's kind of good. Which I noticed something in the Warlord app. I was trying to see if I could build a Soviet list, and I don't think it gives you the option to add a Commissar. Thought it was kind of weird. So if you notice something like that or know how to do it, just let me know down below. Okay, so then we get into our infantry teams, infantry squads. We've got the Imperial Japanese Infantry Squad. 49, 70, and 91 points. Excuse me. It's made up of 1 NCO and 6 soldiers. Basic infantry on 25 mil basis, standard with a rifle, standard movement, and standard quality. You can add up to 5 additional soldiers at 7, 10, or 13 points. All 12 may replace their rifle with SMGs at 4 points. 2 per squad can replace their rifle with a rifle grenade launcher for 6 points. Up to 2 per squad may take an LMG for 15 points. Up to 2 per squad may take a light mortar for 20 points each. 1 per squad may take an infantry flamethrower at 30 points if you select engineers. Excuse me. And each NCO, you only have 1 per squad, can take a combat blade for 2 points. Squad upgrades, we have the Yorikumi anti-tank launchers at 5 points, anti-tank grenades at 2. Excuse me. Tough fighters at 1 point each, veteran squads only. Engineers at 1. Shirkers are a discount of 2 points per model for inexperienced squads only, and green are inexperienced squads only for free. Excuse me. All right, we have the Imperial Japanese Shiburu Rifle Squad. Comes in at 161 points for an NCO and 6 soldiers. It is basic infantry. Huh, interesting. They have a rift weapon, but they are basic infantry. Comes standard with a Type 10 Shiburu rifle. Standard movement. They are veterans, so 5+ damage and 10 morale. A rift unit with 1 rift die and the crush weapon special rule. You can take up to 5 additional soldiers per squad at 23 points each, and the NCO may take a combat blade for 2 points. We have the upgrades of the anti-tank launchers, anti-tank grenades, tough fighters, and engineers at 5, 2, 1, and 1 points. All right, then we've got the Battle Frame Armored Infantry Squad. Comes in at 110 points for an NCO and 4 soldiers in grade 1 heavy powered armor. They are advanced infantry, come standard with an SMG, standard movement. They are veteran, a 6+ damage value for being in grade 1 heavy powered armor. They have the heavy special rule. They are a rift unit only if the Type 10 Shiboru rifles are taken with the crush weapon special rule. You can take up to 5 additional soldiers per squad at 22 points each. 2 per squad can take an LMG at 11 points each. 1 per squad can take a Panzerschreck for 66 points. That is a pricey upgrade. And the NCO can take a combat blade for 2 points. They have the option to replace their SMGs with Type 10 Shiboru rifles for 6 points each. They can take the anti-tank launchers and the anti-tank grenades at their standard costs. All right, then we've got the Assault Frame Armored Infantry Squad coming in at 130 points for an NCO and 4 soldiers in grade 1 heavy powered armor. Advanced infantry, they come standard with an SMG and combat blade. I'm kind of liking the sound of these guys. Standard movement, they are veteran with a 6+ damage value. Special rules are deadly 2 and heavy. And they are a rift unit only if the Type 10 Shiboru rifles are taken. So they have 1 rift die with the crush weapon ability. You can take up to 5 additional soldiers at 26 points, and up to 2 can replace their SMG with an LMG at 11 points. You can replace their SMGs with Type 10 Shiboru rifles for 6 points each, and then anti-tank launchers and anti-tank grenades. Then we have the Shibito Squad. 114 points for 6 Shibito. It is specialist infantry. They are armed with their fists. Standard movement. They are veteran, 5+, and they morale of 10, but they are fearless. Special rules are fearless horror infiltrator, limited intelligence. Shibito may never capture, control, or pick up objectives, including intelligence markers, in scenarios that use them. Their presence still prevents enemy units from capturing or controlling objectives if within 3 inches, as well as tough fighters. Rift unit with 1 rift die, the active enhancement being the Dead Rise again. So I'm guessing this is going to be very similar to the Totem Core, if not the same. At any time, the squad can opt to exhaust a rift die to return D6 Shibito models to the unit previously removed as casualties. Returning models must be able to be placed in formation with the unit and not within 1 inch of an enemy unit. Note that this means the ability may not be used whilst the Shibito squad is engaged in close quarters combat. Models which cannot be placed are lost. A Shibito unit may not exceed its starting number of models using this ability. So this is exactly the same as the Totem Core. The surging bonus is they gain fast, and the exhausted penalty is they may not be issued run orders. You can add up to 6 additional Shibito for 19 points each. And we have the Ghost Attack Squad, kind of the guys in their diving suits, but not actually diving. 160 points for an NCO and 4 Ghost Soldiers. They are specialist infantry, and they are armed with the Type 10 Shiboru rifle. Standard movement, but they do have fast. Yes, as standard. So they have an 8-inch advance, 12-inch run. They are veteran with 5+. Special rules are fast, hard to kill, horror, infiltrator, and fieldcraft. They are a rift unit. They have 1 rift die, or 2 if they take the Type 10 Shiboru rifle. So, yeah, so they would come standard with 2 because they don't have the option to replace that weapon. So the active rift enhancement is Bone Adori, Spirit Dance. After executing an advance, run, or fire order, a Ghost Attack Squad may exhaust one of its rift dice to remove itself from the battlefield, retaining its order die, rift die, and any pin markers. If it does so, it must take a morale check. If the morale check is failed, the unit is destroyed. So that means it's probably going to be a heck of a payoff if it works. If the morale check is passed, then the Ghost Attack Squad may set up again anywhere on the field that is at least 12 inches from any enemy unit and at least 6 inches from any objective, including intelligence markers, enemy bases, etc. A Ghost Attack Squad may use this enhancement whilst locked in close quarters. Okay, so that if you pass the morale check, you can basically just disappear and then reappear anywhere else on the table with certain limitations. And then you can also get yourself out of combat too, so that's kind of handy. The surging bonus is they gain Deadly 2, and the exhausted penalty is they lose fast and fieldcraft. You can take up to 5 additional Ghost Soldiers at 32 points each, and the NCO may take a combat blade for 2 points. Standard or squad upgrades are anti-tank launchers, anti-tank grenades, and engineers at 5, 2, or 1 point. And for a discount of 6 points, they may replace their Type 10 Shiboro rifles with SMGs. Okay, so they have the option to replace them with SMGs for a discount of 6 points. So we've got our infantry teams, machine gun team, so the MMG team at 35, 50, and 65 points. That's just our standard entry there. We've got the anti-tank rifle teams, 18, 25, and 33 points. 2 soldiers armed with an anti-tank rifle. Standard movement and standard quality. They don't have an HMG team. Huh, okay. Battle frame anti-tank teams come in at 118 points for 2 soldiers in grade 1 heavy powered armor. They are armed with one with a Panzerschreck, one with an SMG. Standard movement, they are veteran with a 6+ damage value. They are heavy, and 1 per team can opt to replace their SMG with an LMG for 11 points. We have sniper teams at 52 and 67 points for regular or veteran. 2 soldiers. The team leader has a rifle and a pistol, and the assistant has a pistol. Standard movement and standard quality. Special rules are infiltrator and sniper. If they opt for the Type 10 Shiburo rifles at 10 points per model, they are a rift unit with 1 rift die and the crush weapon ability. The assistant may replace their pistol with a rifle or SMG at 1 point or 5 points. If you do replace the team leader's rifle with the Type 10 Shiburo rifle, it retains the benefits of the sniper rule. We've got our light mortar and mortar teams. So light mortar at 21, 30, and 39 points, and these are all just the same as what we've covered previously. We've got the medium mortar at 32, 45, and 59 points. The heavy mortar team at 42, 60, and 78 points. And of course, with the medium and heavy mortars, if you take them as regular or veteran, you can take a spotter for 10 points. And of course, the flamethrower team at 50 and 65 points. And you have the option to take anti-tank grenades for 2 points. We've got our artillery now. So our light artillery at 32, 45, and 59 points can take a gun shield for 5 points. Medium artillery comes in at 60, 85, or 111 points. Can take a spotter for 10 points if taken as regular or veteran, and can take a gun shield for 5 points. And heavy artillery at 95, 135, or 176 points. Can take a spotter for 10 points if taken as regular or veteran, and can add a gun shield for 5 points. We've got our anti-tank guns. We've got the light anti-tank gun team at 35, 50, or 65 points. Comes standard with a gun shield. I believe all of the anti-tank guns come standard with a gun shield. And then we've got the medium anti-tank gun team at 49, 70, and 91 points. We've just got the light and medium for those two. All right, so for walkers, now we're getting back into the good stuff. We've got the Type 6 Keyhoe Light Walker at 95 points regular, 114 points regular. It is a light walker with 4 legs, so 2 sets of legs. Remember that for your combat. Comes standard with 2 forward-facing medium machine guns. Advance up to 12, run 12 to 24. It is an 8+ damage value and has options for regular and veteran quality. Special rules are multi-legged and recce. We've got the Type 6 Kai Keyhoe Light Walker. 145 regular, 174 points veteran. Is a light walker with 4 legs. Comes with a forward-facing light anti-tank gun and 2 forward-facing MMGs. Advanced up to 12, run 12 to 24, 8+ damage value, standard quality for regular and veteran. Special rules are multi-legged and recce. It is a rift unit, only if armed with the Type 61 light Shiburu cannon, which you have the option to upgrade the light anti-tank gun to for 80 points. And then it has 1 rift die and the crush weapon ability. So I need to read what that actually does. The Type 7 Sasori Light Walker comes in at 235 points regular, 282 points veteran. It's a light walker with 4 legs. Has a forward-facing Type 61 light Shiboro cannon, 2 forward-facing MMGs, and left and right arms. Advanced to 12, run 12 to 24, 8+ damage. Regular and veteran quality, multi-legged and recce, and has 1 rift die with the crush weapon ability. All right, we've got the Inago Medium Battle Walker at 294 points. It is a medium walker with 2 legs. So this is the basically the Lend-Lease or the Japanese version of the Hugh Shrek or the Locust, I do believe. It is a medium walker with 2 legs, comes in at 294 points. Standard weapons are 2 forward-facing light automatic cannons, 1 forward-facing medium anti-tank gun, and left and right arms. So 12-inch advance, 12 to 24-inch run, 9 plus damage value, and only available in veteran. Special rules are 2-legged, and you can take Recce for 10 points. Into vehicles, you've got the Type 97 Kai Shiburu Chiha medium tank at 188, 235, or 282 points. It is a light tank. Comes standard with a turret-mounted Type 61 light Shiburu cannon, 1 forward-facing hull-mounted MMG, and 1 rear-facing turret-mounted MMG. Can advance up to 9 inches, run 9 to 18, 8 plus damage value, standard quality. You can replace the turret-mounted Type 61 light Shiburu cannon with a Type 99 Shiburu cannon and coaxial MMG for 25 points. Or you can replace the Type 61 light Shiburu cannon with a medium anti-tank gun for a discount of 60 points. It is a rift unit only if you take the Type 61 or Type 99 Shiburu cannon with 1 rift die and the crush weapon ability. We've got the Type 3 Kai Shiburu Chinu medium tank at 220, 275, or 330 points. It is a medium tank with a turret-mounted Type 99 Shiburu cannon, and then it also has 1 forward-facing hull-mounted MMG and a rear-facing turret-mounted MMG. Advance up to 9 inches, run 9 to 18 inches, and 9 plus damage value, standard quality. You can replace the turret-mounted Type 99 Shiburu cannon with a medium anti-tank gun for an 80-point discount. And if you do not do that, so you keep this stock armament, the Type 99 cannon, you are a rift unit with 1 rift die and the crush weapon ability. And then finally onto transports and tows. You can take a truck for 22, 27, or 32 points. You can transport up to 12 soldiers. You can tow light howitzers, light or medium anti-tank guns, and light anti-aircraft guns. You can add a pintle-mounted forward-facing light machine gun for 15 points. The Type 95 Kuragane Scout Car at 15, 19, and 23 points. Can transport up to 4 soldiers, and it does not have any options. And that actually closes out the Empire of Japan Army list. I'm actually kind of intrigued by a couple of things in there, just kind of the battle frame stuff, and then some of these walkers I'm going to have to look into. It's like, oh, man. I'm not trying to harp on anything, but the British Commonwealth is kind of the only thing that doesn't really excite me all that much. But their AI infantry, I mean, the automated infantry is pretty cool. Some of this Japanese stuff is kind of cool. I was talking with my buddy today, and I was telling him about it, and he was just, it's like, I just need you to answer this one question. I'm like, okay, sure, what do you got? How many bears can I take? So it's like, well, I don't think there's an upwards limit of how many bears you can take. So I think he's excited by the idea of that. So that's cool. And it's like, oh, and then you can arm some of them with mauls too, and get a reroll against armored vehicles in close combat. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, so that's the Japanese list. The new models do look pretty cool for that too. So yeah, but I think that's really kind of all that I've kind of got. Kobia is back home in Manitowoc. She came back last Wednesday on my birthday, on the date the last episode dropped. So I thought that was a pretty cool birthday present. You know, they brought Kobia back on my birthday. So I believe they're going to should be open again for tours now. I think they had a couple of things to do once they had her back at the museum, but she should be back now for tours. So if you happen to be in the Manitowoc, Wisconsin area, definitely check out the Manitowoc Maritime Museum and go visit my girl USS Kobia. Yeah. So, as always, don't forget to hit all those links down below for Instagram, Facebook, as well as my Warlord affiliate link. Go get those pre-orders in. Yeah. Let me know what you think of the Japanese list, the Empire of Japan list. If you plan on running it, what you think is cool, what you're not so excited about, all that. Just let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what you're thinking. That'd be cool. So, thank you so much for watching. As always, I really do appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Until next time. May your paints be thin, your brushes be pointy, and your dice be hot.